Okay, so Tejasvi, once again, welcome to the Guru Schools. And we will start with the Tableau training. But before that, I wanted to share my screen and wanted to take you through what is that we are going to study in this complete uh, you know 8 weeks of training.
Mhm.
Go ahead and okay. So hope you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, so I think this is just for your background. I mean, you already know about Guru schools, but still, I'll just take 5 minutes and I'll talk about it, right? So, Guru schools, as you know, I mean, it provide basically three types of broader services: consulting and outsourcing, then IT training, and healthcare IT. Right, and then it provides all the free trainings and then on top of that it gives you the certification, and after that it will give you the interview support and the project support also. Okay, in the banner below you can see the contact numbers and everything you might be already having, but just letting you know. Then I wanted to talk about the six basic pillars of Guru schools. Uh, Tejasvi, the first is instructor-led training, where you are right now. Okay, this is where we'll be taking your training. So once you successfully complete your training, Guru schools will provide you the certificate for this training. For example, this training particularly which we are going to take is about the Tableau, right? Then the HR and management team basically help you with the resume preparation. Post that, you will be helped with vendor and client interview preparation, Tejasvi, and then
Mhm.
finally you will be given the project support. Okay,
Mhm.
I can see somebody with pages. There are
No, that is me only. First thing
yeah.
I created in mobile. So
Okay, no worries. You have to go on mute on one of the device because there is an echo. Okay, and then I mean, this one, if you can see, I mean, it's a 8 to 12 weeks of course, right? Which we will be taking on the Zoom platform. Uh, and this could be depend upon how, for example, generally it is a half an hour session where it is written that seven separate sessions every week. But we will be taking at least 1 hour or more than that. So basis on that, we'll go ahead for almost 14 to 16 sessions, depending upon how quickly we can complete this course. Since you're the only person, so it will be a mutual understanding, right? And then as I talked about, course completion certificate, resume preparation, again, vendor interview, client interview, coachings, and then the last project placement and ongoing project support. Once you get the job, we will support you for 6 months.
okay.
And pardon me, I have some bad throat since yesterday, so you may see me going on mute for some time. uh, okay. Okay, and then coming to the Tableau here, right? Uh, so I'll talk about who can learn Tableau first of all. Okay, so see, if you are interested in data analysis or maybe business intelligence, and we'll talk about what is Tableau and business intelligence in coming slides. Right. So I mean, Tableau, no matters. It's an excellent choice because whatever your professional experience, whether you are a fresher or you are beginning in the industry, you haven't done anything, right? It is very easy to understand, Tejasvi. Okay, and it's a very intuitive features, provide you very user friendly accessibility, because when you will download the Tableau, you will get to know that it's very easy to understand, so it's not a rocket science. Okay, and then there is one common question comes. So before I go to this question, I again wanted to understand. I remember I asked about your technical background. So I think after doing your college, you haven't worked anywhere, right?
Yes.
So you don't have any working experience basically.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay, yeah. So that is the reason, I mean, there are a lot of times where a lot of people meet me, and if you see, I mean, I have, uh, put this question: is technical background necessary, right? So I can tell you, if you have the technical background, I mean, that will be good. I mean, it will become you. It will basically become more easy for you to understand. But even if you don't have the technical background, I mean, that is fine. It may take you some more time. You may have to work more hard. But I mean, there is to answer this question, there is literally no technical knowledge which is required. Okay. The only thing is that you have to understand a little bit about the data, which anyway, I think you might have worked on Excel at least, right? You know how data is stored in Excel, right?
Yeah.
In the forms of rows and columns and everything, right? So that's how you need to have your data organized. Even now, Tableau works with the non-relational data also. And I'll talk about what is this non-relational and relational data. Okay. Then the basic skills required to learn Tableau. So as you see here, I have written while no prior knowledge of programming or data analysis is required, right? But if you have some basic computer skills, that is helpful. Uh, Additionally, if you have some data background also, I mean about the data structure, data types, and numbers, that can also help you to understand Tableau easily. Okay, because anyway, we'll be dealing with data only on a daily basis within the Tableau. Okay, okay. So let me move forward. Okay. Now, what are the content which we will cover in our Tableau training across this 14 to 16 days? That is, first of all, like introduction to the Tableau. I'll talk about what is Tableau, what is data visualization, right? Then what is business intelligence? Then benefits of visualizing raw data, right? Uh, and then how you can load the data from Excel, how you can connect to various data sources, types of connections, data blending, aggregation within Tableau, working with metadata, dimensions versus features, discrete versus continuous, right? Structuring data in Tableau, then creating charts and graphs and maps. So this is the place where we will be taking the maximum time, Tejasvi, okay? Because this is the very common feature of creating charts and features, and this is what interviewer basically wanted to understand, whether or not you understand or you can create some graphs and charts which will be useful for their business or leadership to understand. Okay.
Okay.
Then applying the analytics to the worksheet, like using parameters and group, calculated fields, table calculations, modification of data connection, level of details, LODs. So these are some of the basic topic. Maybe there would be 10-15% up and down there. I may add few more topics, or I may remove few topics basis on your understanding. Okay, and that is how we will go. And as you see here, we'll provide you a course completion certificate. Post that, will give you the interview support, and if you get selected, so there will be project support. Okay, and if you have any doubt, anyway, you have all the HR's numbers and everything. You have my number also, and you can anytime reach out to me. Okay, and whenever I am free, I can let you know about your doubts and everything. Okay.
Thank you.
So this is the basic background I wanted to give you. Now we'll go to another slide where we'll talk about the Tableau more. Okay.
Okay.
Screen is got freezed. Just one second. Okay. I hope my screen is visible, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, in your screen, if you see, the first slide which I have prepared is that uh, Tableau with business intelligence. Okay.
Okay.
Now, see, generally people understand the Tableau from the Tableau perspective only, but we will talk about what is Tableau with business intelligence. Now, you must be thinking, what is business intelligence? Okay. Have you heard about business intelligence anytime in the past?
I just heard the name actually, but I don't know depth.
Okay, okay, but any understanding you have in your mind, like what is a business intelligence?
Maybe it's like everyday data. How mm, like maybe if it is about the sales or like how much stock. I don't know. I think so.
Okay, no worries. I'll try to explain. Okay, so before I go to the business intelligence, first of all, I talk about Tableau. Okay,
Okay.
so see, Tableau is nothing but it's a visual analytics platform. Okay, so it's a front end tool where you can visualize your data. Okay, and then you can do some problem solving. Okay, so and you can answer some of the most complex datas and take some relevant business decisions. uh, Sorry, I mean, I think I got cold also.
Okay.
uh, just give me 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
This okay. Just give me one. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tejasvi. So see, I mean, what happens, generally, when I say, that can help the business organizations to take relevant business decisions. Let me give you an example, okay? So, let's say you opened a company, okay? And let's say you opened a company, in US, in somewhere in Texas, for example. Now, you want to sell a particular beauty product, okay, in that area, and you wanted to understand, first of all, like what kind of beauty product generally liked by, for example, the ladies of different age groups in that area, because you have to do this kind of research, right? Whenever you have to open any business, correct? I'm just trying to relate it. And because see, if you just enter in a market, just think about a situation, Tejasvi. You are from India, right? And uh, I mean, just think about a situation. Let's say there is a city where lot of religious people lives. I'm just giving you an example. There are a lot of temples or church, for example, and people, they're very, very religious, right? Suddenly, a company comes from outside in that town and they open a non-veg market.
Hmm.
Do you
Okay.
think that business will flourish, or people will like it?
No,
Somebody opening, let's say,
some people
store,
like it and some people doesn't.
right? But whenever you wanted to open a good business, you want that everybody likes it, right? That's how you will become profitable, right?
Yes.
Let's say you open a non-veg shop just beside a temple. I'm taking an example, right? People will not like it, right? Your
Yes.
sale will not happen. So, so before opening a store also, people do a lot of analytics, right? They study about the area, they study about the people, where they are going, how the people are, whether or not they, people will like their product, right? Or what is the demand of that product, right? What is the historical trend of that area? So you have to respect, all the feelings, and a lot of things you have to think about before doing that kind of investment, right? So similarly, uh, so for example, now how you can get that help? You can only get that help by the data, right? You
Yes.
have to gather the data, and the data could be from various different sources. For example, I'm not sure, but when I was young, I have seen people coming to my home, at my doorsteps. I remember I was in Coimbatore at one time, and there was, I don't know, I think there was a milk shop or something which is going to open. Yeah, milk shop. And they were conducting a survey, okay, that what kind of milk you will like. Yeah, you will like a cow milk or a buffalo milk, right? Do you need dahi also, or curd also, for example, in English? And do you need a pure ghee? Something like this, they came and they were taking some notes, okay?
Okay.
Mm. So at that time, because there was computers were not that much popular, so they were writing all these things in a notebook. But that is also a way of collection of data, right?
Yes.
And then they might have gone, in the past, and I don't know how they might have collected the data. But once they collect all this data, then they have to analyze it, right? They have to study it, that how the market has behaved in the past, how the people have liked it, and then what they can do. Now this is where Tableau will help you, Tejasvi. Why? Because it's a kind of a tool which will basically import all this data inside it, okay, and then it will create a very beautiful presentation. So for example, if you see here, right, it is what is this? This is a kind of, if you see on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? It is
Mhm.
showing, let's say, some kind of sales. So out of this total volume, this much sale is only happening. Let's say on Wednesday, this much is only happening, right?
Oh,
So using this bar graph also, you can see that people can make some kind of interpretation, right?
yeah.
Let's say this is a world map, right? In this world map, you see there are some pointers which are given here, right? This could be anything. I mean, maybe this could be indicating that in overall world, how many Amazon stores we have, for example, right? Or Walmart stores. So maybe it's on country level. We can go and we can quickly see, okay, these are the countries where the Walmart stores presence is there, right?
Hmm.
So that is how Tableau will basically help you in taking that decision. And similarly, we can draw a lot of other things within Tableau. Okay. For example, we can go ahead and we can create, uh, let's say a bar graph. And in that bar graph, we can see that over an year, how a sale has happened of a product, let's say in last 10 years. Okay, so
Okay.
that will show you a trend, or maybe a simple line graph, that okay, in 2014 this much sale has happened, in 2016 it has dropped, 2000, and then from 2018 to 2022 it was continuously increasing, and then suddenly in 2023 it got decreased again, right? So
Okay.
you definitely will think, okay, 2016 it was good, then 2017 it came little down, but from 2018, it flourished like anything till 2023, and then it suddenly get dropped in 2023. So what is happening, right? There
Yeah.
is something which is not great. So, so that is where. So when this kind of visualization you will give to your leadership, or maybe your company senior management, then only they can will be able to take some corrective steps, right? You agree with me?
Yeah.
That okay, there is something which is going wrong and we have to look into this. Okay. So, that is where, Tableau will be really, really helpful for you. Okay. Or anybody basically in that case.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll go to the next slide now. Okay. So you can just see here, like, what is the, uh, I have talked about, like the overview of Tableau. If you see here, I mean, though I have already explained you a lot, but maybe, theoretically, Tableau is a powerful data visualization analytics tool that help business gain valuable insight from the data. So I think now you can understand the what is I mean by point number one, right?
Yes.
Now we will talk about business intelligence. What is business intelligence? Okay. So business intelligence, see, it's a very broader term that basically includes data mining, processing analysis, performance benchmarking, descriptive analytics, right? Or in simple words, if I say BI basically refers to the, let's say, procedural and technical infrastructure that helps you collect, stores, and analyze the data produced by a company activities. Okay. So I talked about, right, that you can basically collect the data, right, and
Yes.
then basically you can do some kind of analytics on top of it, right? When What do I mean by analytics? Analytics means some kind of business processing. For example, let's say you got 2 years of data. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now your business has said that you have got the data for year 2022 and 2023, and then you have to basically multiply both of that data, right? And then only you have to analyze that data. It could be some business condition, right? Or let's say they might have told you that you have got some sales record from 2022, some sales record from 2023, and you have to add both of that data, and then you have to compare this 2022 2023 data similarly by adding 2019 and 2020 data. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the business condition. So you have to add 2 years of data and you have to compare both the data, right? So what is this? This is kind of a basically a transformation, right? Or a business logic which you are applying on top of your data. And then finally you are analyzing the data. Okay. I
Mm.
hope that made sense to you, right?
Yes.
So that is what is the business intelligence. Okay. And Tableau is nothing but it's a business intelligence tool only. Okay. So business intelligence is on the top, and within that top category, there is this tool which is called Tableau. Okay. Now, there are various business intelligence tool which is there in the market. For example, Power BI, this is also a business intelligence tool. For example, SSIS, right? SQL Server Integration Services that basically helps you to integrate the data. So I'll not go into the detail, otherwise you'll get confused. So there are a lot of these kind of tools which are present in the market, which does the business intelligence for you. Okay. Now, benefits of Tableau, or Tableau, within the business intelligence tool is that Tableau offers advanced data visualization capabilities. You can create interactive dashboards, right? Meaningful dashboards, basically, that would help business to take relevant business decisions. So that is the benefits of Tableau. Okay. Now, what is the key features, within the Tableau? So the key features will be, as I told you, we can connect to different data sources, right? For example, you can connect to a simple flat file, you can connect to an Excel file, you can connect to any database, right? Any kind of data which you are getting, which you can think of. Even if you remember, I was talking about non-relational data, right?
Yeah.
Now, what is this non-relational data? You must be thinking, okay? So I mean, uh, you haven't have gone through the SQL training, right? So I think that is one of the thing. Otherwise, it would have made great sense to you. Uh, okay, so I'll try to take an example. Okay, uh, and just a little piece of advice. Don't take it seriously, but I'm just letting you know. So basically, we take a lot of training within the data also, Tejasvi. I'll tell you, I take a batch. I currently taking a batch of SQL. SQL, I don't know if you know, it's a database. Okay, it's a Microsoft SQL Server database where you can store your data and you can manipulate the data and you can write a lot of queries. So if you have some background around that, that would be really helpful. But even if you don't have, that doesn't matter. That's fine. We can still go ahead. But I'm just letting you know what you can do while your this course is over. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, or if you have time and if you're not doing a job,
Mm-hmm.
apart from, give me a second. Yeah, sorry, I had a bad throat.
Mm.
Whenever you have time, in parallel, you can go ahead and then you can learn something about Excel, basic Excel also. If you don't know, I mean, that would be really helpful for you. At least basic Excel, okay?
Okay.
uh, how and then if time permits, then you can also learn about SQL. It's a very beautiful language and very very important for you. And anyway, you have to learn it into the future when you will grow into some senior positions, because that is where it will be required, and again very easy to understand. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but not right now. Maybe as you have time. But yeah, at least Excel, I will definitely tell you that in parallel you can go and learn few concepts, very basic concept, right? Just how can you create a table, how can you create a pie chart, or maybe how you can do VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. And I think these all kind of things you might have done in your college also.
Yeah.
Okay, but you just have to refresh it, right? It's very basic. So what I was talking about relational and non-relational data, right? See, any data which has rows and column, that is called relational data in simple words, right? So
Yeah.
in your Excel, you have this rows and columns only, right?
Yes.
You have cells, right? If you just visualize it. So uh, when you have this kind of data, it is very, very easy for you to do the analysis on top of that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because that where exactly your data is coming from, and what kind of data you have. But sometimes we have non-relational data also. What is this non-relational data? Non-relational data is it's basically a data which is not stored basically in a row and a column structure, but it may come as an array, or it may come as a string. So I don't know whether you understand array or string. So I'll try to take a very basic example, okay, so
Yeah.
that you understand. That is why I mean it is taking a lot of time. So you have to hold with me. So you must have talked to some kind of a customer care agent in your lifetime, right?
Yes.
Uh, so they ask you a lot of question, that okay, if you want to talk to if you talk, let's say you called a bank, right? They will give you a lot of options. So for any kind of personal loan, press 1. Any mortgage loan, press 2. Any gold loan, press 3. And then when you enter that, then they will say, if you want to speak to the customer care, press 9. Otherwise, go to the main menu. So let's say you press 9 and you start talking, right?
Yeah.
You and you might have seen, at least here in India, I've seen that they will say that we will record your call, right? Do you ever think that what they do by recording that call?
I
They
think.
still analyze that data,
Mm.
right? So let's say they have talked to 10 people, right? Later on, after 1 month, they wanted to understand that between this time to this time, what kind of issues has been raised generally by the customers, right?
Yes.
Now, do you think this kind of conversation between you and a customer care agent, can you store this into an Excel
No,
in a row or a column,
no.
right? That is why it is a non-relational data. Okay. So they store it into a form of an XML. I don't know you understand XML, okay? Or maybe if you simple term, I'll say in a array or a normal string. Okay, array you might have learned, right? What is an array?
Well, actually, I learned better for.
Okay, okay. Okay, no worries, no worries. If you don't know, that's fine. But hope, I mean, you at least understand what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not possible to store that data into an Excel. So what happens is, I mean, just think about a kind of a bucket. Let's say you have a bucket. In that bucket, they have just filled and dumped all this information. Okay. And then you have to analyze that information. So that is a non-relational data. Okay. And so that is what I mean, Tableau can connect to. It can, connect to diverse data. Okay. Drag and drop functionality in Tableau, you will see that there are a lot of functionality which you can drag and drop inside the tool, and then you can basically work with those. And I'll show you what is drag and drop basically means. Okay, so that would be really helpful for you. And then you have data blending and joining. Okay, now what is data blending and joining? I'll tell you. See, when you are joining two data, right, only two data.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say when I say joining two data, what does it mean? Let's say you are getting some data, let's say in an Excel file. Okay, uh, and then let's say you are getting some data in a notepad file, right? And this is the two kind of data set which you are getting, and you have to join these two data. This will be called data joining. But when you are getting the data from multiple sources, let's say these are the two sources, but apart from these two sources, you are getting the data from many other sources. Okay. Let's say you are getting the data from a register, you are getting the data from a phone call also. So when all this data you have to join, that will be called data blending. And you might be thinking that why do I need all this data from two different data sets, right? So just think about a scenario. Let's say you work for a company, so you are getting the sales data from some different system, and you are getting the customer data from some different system. So until unless you will not join both of the data, you will not be able to understand that which product this customer has purchased, right?
Yeah.
So that is where the data joining and data blending comes. Okay. These all concepts are basically database concepts, and that is where if you understand a little bit of database, it becomes helpful. But I will try my best that I basically make it very simple so that you understand, because see, it's a tool. You can learn it, you can do the basics things using Tableau, you can work with normal data also, right? When you go into deep concepts and everything, that is where maybe you might be needing some data concepts with database. But for now, I think still you can go ahead, and there are a lot of people who doesn't know the databases, but they still work on Tableau, trust me. Okay, so you can still work with it, and it's a very popular tool in the market, trust me, because it's a very powerful than Power BI also, because it can securely secure your data. And since it's not a free tool, okay, so that is why it is considered to be very, very secure in the market. A lot of companies are using it. Okay. I used to work with Deloitte for some time back, I'll tell you, and they mostly use Tableau. They don't use Power BI. So that is the reason I'm telling you it's very, very helpful and very, very attractive in the market. Okay. Now, real life case studies I have talked about already, right? For example, in financial industry, if you see here, right, they can take some financial decisions. Similarly, in healthcare, they can take some healthcare decisions. Retail, I have just talked about, right, about customers and sales record, so they can work with the retail business also. So if you see in various different industry, Tableau is helpful. and it will help people to take various business decisions, right? You see, what is this in your screen right now? This is dashboards, okay? So in Tableau, you can go ahead and create this kind of dashboards, and we will create it, okay? Which will basically help any person who is not even technical to go through the data and take a high level decision, okay? Because see, data will be in the raw form, and if you take it to the non-technical person, they will not be able to understand what is this, right? But if you have the data in this kind of visualized form, it becomes very easy for people to understand and take business decisions, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So, uh, right, best practices of using Tableau in Power BI. I mean, definitely one is data preparation and cleaning we talked about, right? Then a second thing is, whenever you work with Tableau, we wanted to ensure that we wanted high quality data. We will clean that data, okay, and then we will prep it before visualizing. So you must be thinking, what is cleaning the data? Sometimes what happens in the real time, that let's say you may be getting some duplicate data, right? And why do you need a duplicate data? Do you think that you will need a duplicate data unnecessarily? That is not required, right? So you may go ahead and then delete that data. Okay, that is what is the data cleaning. Promote collaboration and sharing by interactive dashboards and report. This we already talked about. So I will not take a lot of time here. Now I will talk about business intelligence, right? What is business intelligence? Like I have already talked about, but still I'll again talk about it. It is the practice of collecting, analyzing, and transforming data into valuable insight. This is what we were learning, right? That we will collect it, we will analyze it, and then we will transform it, right? So it's a part of a Tableau is part of business intelligence. Okay, business intelligence, it's on a very high level. See, mainly in Tableau, Tableau is mainly a reporting tool. Basically, if I tell you, okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's mainly a reporting tool. But there are other tools which comes before Tableau. Okay. For example, you have to collect the data from various sources, and then you have to basically do some kind of analytics on top of it. Means, like you remember, I took an example where you have to add 2 years of data and then you have to compare it, right? So, uh, even before you analyze the data, maybe this kind of mathematics or calculation, maybe you can do with some other tool also. Okay, which will come before Tableau. Okay, so those tools are Informatica, SSIS, right? And then finally, when you have added all this data, then you will fed that data into the Tableau or within the Power BI. Okay,
Okay.
so that it becomes more easy for your Tableau or Power BI to visualize that data. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, then same things. I mean, benefits of business intelligence, right? It improved decision making. You might be understanding now, right, that why it will improve decision making, because when you have to take a decision and you have the data in front of you, it will help you, right? Increased efficiency. You can, basically it will automate all your this data processing, data collection, and then visualization, right? And then it will give you an advantage if you do and use the business intelligence tools over your competitors. Okay. uh, then what are the various components of business intelligence, right? Data sources, as I talked about here in Tableau also, you will see we will collect to the different data sources. Then data warehouse, it's just a place where you will basically collect all your data. Okay.
Okay.
With Tableau, you don't have to understand the data warehouse. Let me be very clear with you. This is just for introduction purpose.
Okay.
Maybe with SQL or Oracle, where we store the actual data within the database. That is where we talk about it. Just give me 1 second. Just 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, so when we basically work with data I mean, sorry, the databases, that is where mainly data warehouse is used. Okay, but yeah, data analysis, this is something you can do with Tableau. Okay, where a lot of visualization will be made and all. So that is the components of business intelligence I wanted to talk about. And then data analysis and reporting. Yeah, this is where your Tableau will be very, very helpful, because you will be analyzing the data, right? And then finally, when you will analyze it, you will report that data, because those dashboards, those reports which you will create with Tableau, that is what you will basically give it to your senior leadership, or your maybe the company, let's say, who has given you the work, so that they can read that data, right? So that is where Tableau will help you. So they see, if you there are various tools, business intelligence tool. There are some query and reporting tools. For example, this is, let's say I'm talking about SQL and SSIS. There are this advanced analytics tool. You don't have to go into this, but yeah, this is where the Tableau will come. Okay, within the data visualization bucket, where you can transform complex data into interactive visual. Again, the same thing, again it is repeating, but I'm just letting you know on a very high level, so that it creates a background in your mind. Okay,
Okay.
uh, then some of there are some of the challenges, of course, in implementing business intelligence, like what kind of data you are getting. So you have to work on data quality, as I talked about, this duplicate data, right, which is coming.
Yes.
So if you have the duplicate data, let's say, uh, for example, I'll talk about how duplicate data will be harmful for any business. Let's say, Tejaswini, you went and you buyed a mobile phone. Let's say an iPhone 14, okay? And the price of that was, let's say, maybe $1,000, maybe. I'm
Okay.
just making it up, okay? And then what happened is, uh, so let's say you have buyed it for $1,000, okay? Now, what happens? This information got stored in Apple database, okay? They will store it in some computer or somewhere, right?
Yes.
Let's say uh, they have stored it, and by mistake, let's say, when you have entered, or not by mistake, let's say it happens when you have entered into a store, they have taken few notes, okay, that, okay, ma'am, what is your name, from where you have came, and when you are getting out, again, they have asked you, ma'am, okay, which phone you have bought, what was the price, right?
Yeah.
So these information, let's say, they have just noted into a register, and there was some information which has already gone into your database through the computer, right?
Okay.
Now, this information which they have noted into register, finally, when somebody was doing some analysis, they have given this data also to them. Okay. Now, what happens is, generally, they will create some unique ID for your name, right? Uh, let's say, they will create a customer ID, right? Customer ID 101, 104. So while this data was coming into the tool for analysis, what happens? Both of this data came. And then let's say this company wanted to analyze how many sales they have done in 1 month, right? So now what they will do, since you have bought it for $1,000, which is fine, which is into the system, but you have again noted that same data into a let's say a register, that information also came. So for customer ID 101, they are reporting that this person has bought two phones of $2,000. Is that information is true?
No.
That is not true, right? That is wrong. And that is where the data quality is a challenge when you basically use this reporting tools. You got my point?
Yeah.
So you have to clean this data, right, before you are making sure that what kind of data. Similarly, data security, right? Do you want Amazon or any these kind of sites to leak your mobile number
No.
or to leak your address?
No.
No, right? Now what happens? Amazon will not do that, right? But some fraudsters can do that, right? Maybe by hacking their system or by getting into their system, right? And that is where the data security is also very, very important. Okay. Similarly, user adoption, like, your data should be very, very easy to understand and, to go ahead with. Okay. So, these are the components of business intelligence. Okay. Uh, yeah. So with this, we can conclude our session. Now, what I will recommend you that you have to download the Tableau first of all into your system.
Yeah.
Okay. So for downloading the Tableau, what you can do is you can go to the Google, very simple, very simple. Okay. And then you can just write download Tableau.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, if you go to the Tableau website, let me try to show you, for example. See, yesterday only I have download. See, if you see this, you can just simply take a screenshot of your my screen right now. Tableau desktop 64-bit 2023 15. Can you please confirm? Are you using Tableau? Sorry, what kind of system you are using? You are using Windows or Mac?
Mac.
Okay, you don't have a Windows laptop?
No, I don't.
Oh my God, this is the problem of US people. Okay, just give me a second. Just give me a second. Okay, you can basically download then Tableau in your Mac also. Okay, it's very easy. You go to the Tableau website. Okay, in that Tableau website, you will be having two options: download Tableau desktop for Windows, and download Tableau for Mac. Okay, or for Apple. So you can click on Mac and you can download that particular exe from there. Okay, I'll show you how. For example, let me. Uh, System has got very slow. So
Yeah.
we just type like this: download Tableau. Okay, you can see here, right?
Yeah.
So just click here. What you can do is, first of all, you can sign in. Okay, and you can create your account. Okay, you can register with any of your email ID. It's very simple, just 1 minute process. They will just ask your first name, last name, mobile number, and they will ask your email ID. That's all. Okay, like this. If you see here, first name, last name. Okay, and then when you will click on download free trial. Okay, as soon you click on download free trial, that is where what you will get. You will get two options in that page. Okay, where it will say download Tableau for Windows, and download Tableau for Mac. Okay, and as soon you will click on the option download Tableau on Mac, that is where, when you click it, this Tableau desktop, like this exe will get downloaded. Okay, this is just 5 GB, something like this. This will get downloaded, and then what you have to do, you just have to double click on this. Okay,
Okay.
and just keep clicking on next, next, next. That's all. I think 2 or 3 times you have to click on next. You will understand. So your Tableau will be installed automatically. Okay.
Okay.
That's the simple process. One of the thing is when this Tableau will be downloaded, okay, you will
Okay.
get three options. One first option will be, just give me 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Just 1 second. Yeah. The first option you will get is start free trial. Okay. The second option you will get is, start with a product key. Okay. The third option you will get is start with Tableau server. So you have to click on the first option, that is start Tableau for free.
Okay.
So when you click on that option for free, it will be a 14-day trial, free trial for you. Okay. So post that. So once your trial will be over, or about to over, you will get an email. That email which you will register, right? I told you
Yeah.
to basically buy a license.
Yeah.
Okay. So it will be, I don't know. It's not very costly. I think it's just depend upon $8 to $12 a month. And
Okay.
maybe if you go for let's say 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months, it will be more cheaper.
Okay.
Okay. So since anyway you are going to learn Tableau, my suggestion would be just go for a year subscription, right? Which will be very, very less, very profit friendly,
Okay.
and that would be helpful for you. Okay. And I
Okay.
will tell you, if you don't understand anything how to download, and let's say, if I'm not available, what you can do is you can just search on YouTube, okay,
Okay.
how to download Tableau on Mac system.
Yeah, will do
There
that.
will be hundreds of videos, okay,
Okay.
which you can just go and just watch it, and you can just pause it, resume it, pause it, and using that you can go ahead and download the Tableau. Okay.
Okay.
So you first complete this, you first download the Tableau,
Mm-hmm.
and once you have downloaded, just ping me that I have downloaded the Tableau. It is ready, and then we can talk on WhatsApp that when we can connect next, right? So
Okay.
I think Tejasvi, since I mean you're not working, so I think you have some flexible time, right? So
Yeah.
what we can do is probably as soon you are free, right? And let's say because I have to go to office in my India daytime,
Mm-hmm.
and I am mostly free after my 7 p.m. evening time. Okay.
Okay.
Before that, let me stop the recording. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.